Hello, this lesson is over getting ready for our Unit 3 open response task. So let's look at this graph. Can you create a table, find the equation, additive or multiplicative, independent and dependent variables? So first of all, let's make a table. X, Y. So in 1 hour, the cost is $3. In 2 hours, the cost is $6. In 3 hours, the cost is $9. In 4 hours, the cost is $12. So I created a table. X represents the time. Y represents the cost. So what is the process here? How do you turn a 1 to a 3, a 2 to 6, a 3 to 9, a 4 to a 12? Is it just times 3? No, it couldn't be that easy. Is the relationship just times 3? Well, let's see. What is the rate of change? It's increasing 3 for every 1 hour. So, and do we know how many hours? No, y equals 3x times 3. 4 times 3 is 12. That's it. Because the initial value right here is 0. So y equals 3x. So it's multiplicative. We found the equation. And what would be the independent and dependent? To find the time, it depends on the total cost. To find the cost, it depends on depends on the time. So this is about electronic bicycle locker rental. To find the cost, it depends on how long you rent it. So the dependent must be the cost, while the independent is the time. Again, if you are having confusion about that, because I do have confusion sometimes with that, think of your science, think of mix, dry, mix, dependent response, while a X, the independent, you can manipulate or change the numbers around. So there is some stuff. So we're going to practice some questions before you take a Unit 3 open response. Stephanie is helping her band collect money to fund a field trip. The band decided to sell boxes of chocolate bars. Each bar costs $1.50 and each box contains 20 bars. Below is a partial table of money collected for different number of boxes. So if you buy one box, you have 20 bars and each bar costs $1.50. So what's $1.50? 20 bar for each 20 bars. I could add it 20 times. That would take me forever. Let's just multiply this. 0. 0 times 5 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. X placeholder. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry to 1. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. It is $30 for one box. So each box costs $1. Two boxes will be 60 then. Three boxes will be 90. Each box will be 30. So it's 120, 150, 180, 210. So what is the relationship? The relationship, the rate of change is $30 for every one box. So times 30 times 30 times 30. Yeah, times 30. So what's the equation? Instead of using y equal, they said use m. M equal 30. Instead of x, use b. Y, m equals, to find the money, you multiply the 30. The rate of change is $30 for every box. M equals 30b. So complete the table, write an equation. I just did that. M equals 30b. What is the independent and which one is the dependent? The number of boxes sold depends on the money collected. That doesn't really make sense. The money collected depends on how many boxes are sold. So that means the dependent must be the money collected. This is boxes sold. Again, if you do have confusion about this, think of what you learned in science using the poster of dry mix. This is the x value. This is the y value. The dependent can respond, while the independent, you can manipulate and change the numbers around. Graph it. So one box costs $30. Two boxes cost 60. Three boxes cost 90. Four costs 120. Five costs 150. Am I going to connect it or not? No, I'm not going to connect it because you can't really buy a fraction of a box, like 1.5, 1.01 box. I'm going to just leave it as I see it. Describe this graph. In this graph, I can tell many ways I could describe it. I could say that the money collected depends on the number of boxes sold. As the money collected increases, as I sell more boxes, the money increases. I can say that. I can say that I'm getting $30 for every box sold. So many ways you could describe this. Using your equation from part B, calculate how much money, so if M equals 30B, if you sell 100 boxes. So $30 for every box and you sell 100, that's $3,000. And the band collected 1,530 from chocolate bar sales. How many boxes did they sell? Well, we know it's $30 for every box, and they collected 1,530. So 30 times what is 1,530? Well, we are going to be learning this in our next unit. So I might as well talk about this now. What is the inverse of multiply? It is divide. So if I divide this, 1,530 divided by 30, it goes in 5 times, 1 time. So it's 51 boxes. To check your work, $30 for each box times 51 boxes equals 1,530. And so that is a combination of everything we learned in Unit 3.